All right, here's what we're doing. Here's what we're doing. So prayers to the family of Charlie Kirk. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to crack this case early, just as much as everybody else is gonna do. We ain't gonna believe the media. We're not gonna listen to everybody with CNN, Fox, MSNBC, or any of them. We're not gonna listen to their ideas. We know that we're gonna get the truth from media videos that are gonna come out with time, the same that we did with the Trump shooting or anything else that's happened in the public anymore. It's a new time. This is not, you know, a JFK time where it's going to go 30 years unsolved. We know that we can get to the bottom of it because there was 1,000 people out there with their cell phones recording. So let's look at a couple things.
Yep. Well, I just want cracking no code and all that, but I definitely want to figure out what's going on, and I want to see what the news not telling us. This is what I really love. I love stuff like this because they only going to tell us there was some crazy this side or crazy that side who did this or stroke. We going to really see if this was we going to see if this was a orchestrated hit from the higher ups, the masses, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just curious because I'm gonna do the eye test now, because I'm not one of them people that you can just tell me anything. And I'm heavy research dude. Like I will research the shit. That's why me and dude because we heavy research bulls. We don't go off of what people say. We look it up, and we know how to look shit up. So like when you know how to do that and you got that gift on how to research, it's kind of easy to be put in a room and find out who people is. We gonna see how he really got shot and if it was organized.
So here's the location right here where everything went down. What we know is he was stationed right here, just to the right of the tunnel that goes under the bridge. So right here is where his tent was. Now, what we see is pay attention to this tree, and these two square structures. All right. Now, take a look at this video here.
Yeah.
Now, notice how everybody looks to the right. Everybody's looking to the right. Let's pop over on social media. So, what we see is everybody's looking at that square structure here. Everybody's looking to the right. By the way, the tent is way over here. He got shot at. Everybody's looking to the right. Now, what we do know is everybody in that crowd was standing up.
That was only one vantage point, but from that vantage point, they were standing up.
Well, let's look at some videos. Even the guest speaker that he was debating with, as all his guest speakers do, they stand up at the mic,
Yeah.
and the whole crowd behind him is standing up. I would think it's not reasonable to think that if you're going to take a neck shot for somebody that's sitting down, then you're not going to shoot through a crowd of people standing up while he's sitting down. And then, even if you're on an elevated platform, nobody in the crowd saw the shooter. Nobody in the crowd saw the gunman.
Nope. Gone. Gone. I mean, gone. So what that tell you? That only tell you one thing.
Well, I think if
High. He was up. He was high. He had to have been high, bro. He was up above somewhere on a roof, but I don't know where. I think it was far behind. Now, if you can be so kind and bring up that structure again, I like to tell you my point of view. Even though I think that what you saying, your point, kind of makes sense though. But the precision, how it was aimed, and just like he probably had perfect sight over them people. But not only was people looking to the right of him on that angle, it was also people looking in the back of him. If you really paid it, like if you looked at the bottom of the from that angle though, look from that angle though, you might be right. It looked like a direct shot from that side, that left side, like a direct shot. Well, from us looking from the right side directly, that's what it looked like. Yeah, I mean, they're less. Same exact shot from that. That's probably all he's seen was the net, nigga. That's probably all he's seen was the net. You understand what I'm saying? If he was that high, but then I don't know, but you might be right though, because if you really look at it, especially when a direct hit happened, it possibly could have, cause that shit in, it was clean, clean, clean. So it possibly could have been right there. I don't know. I think it's right here though, bro. I think he was somewhere around there, scrap.
the reason why I don't think he was here is because the crowd that was elevated looked to the right and saw these trees and this structure, and I think they heard possibly there's some kind of balconies or something around,
Gotta be.
right? So, but when everybody looked to the right, what they looked at was these structures, right? There's the structure, and everybody's looking to the right.
No, if you look back, look, some people looking behind him. Did you look rewind it? But then again, you can't like
Let's watch it here.
turn back. Look, people
They
start
just running.
down them. Then they start getting. They got the fuck out of there once all the blood came out.
So my thing is, we know the shot came. Everybody look to the right of this image, and there's the hole from the right of this image. Kirk's left to the right of this image came in, pop. But if you're elevated, you ain't trying to look through this. You're trying to look below this ribbon. So you got to be very far away. So if we look back at the map, I think logically, knowing, in my opinion, if he's stationed here, where else, any one of these rooftops, not over in this side.
Oh, it wasn't that precise. It didn't even hit that angle.
I'm thinking here. So you're still thinking here?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere around there. Or could it possibly, I don't know how tall that fucking building is. I wish we could see how tall that building is.
Because
the people on the campus probably like, this motherfucker on the nut. You can't even see over that bozo.
Now, if he was on the roof, he would have a clean getaway. Now, look back here. This is isolated back here where these vehicles are. That's a very isolated area. There are probably not even any cameras back there. And I bet if we look long enough, we're going to find a ladder. Jumped his ass right up here, came across the roof. He probably laid down.
And it probably was easy to dash too, because it's not like he's super duper major to where's no helicopters patrolling this, that, and the third. Like he just a popular up and coming. Like, he been doing it.
You see a security that was there?
No, I seen it, but that was on ground level. I don't think he had an aerial team. He wasn't at that point yet, whereas though he had an aerial team. Like, that shit crazy. Like, it's not like he was the president. You know what I mean? It's not like he was the president. For them to really get the roof covered, though, the roof cover on him, that you might be right, bro. You might be right. That motherfucker might have been up there on that roof, got away, all that land. Look, that Tucky, he could probably jump down, slide down the pole, easy access. Shit, crazy as shit.
The thing's this. We know he wasn't nowhere in the crowd because nobody was able to identify him. The video would have been the first video to surface, right? And we know that he made it out of there. He's still at large, right? So, and here's what I bet is going to happen. Here's my prediction right here.
What's going to happen? Because then they said some old head. They said it was an old head or whatever.
Yeah, but they found the old dude in the crowd, and they didn't even have a gun on him.
That's crazy. How can you look? My thing is this, and it's the one thing that I hate about whatever you want to call it, man. When you want to get a suspect, like, why don't you get the suspect? Like, in the cop world, like, when it comes to like killing people and shit like that or whatever, and you a gang warrant and you hit an innocent bystander, like, this is compared to that, like, on that sense, like, especially if they got to deal with this, they think that this boy is a murderer now, and this dude probably was there cheering dude on, and now they looking at him as a murderer. You know what I mean? If that's the case, like, that's crazy, man. It's fucked up.
Here's my prediction. My prediction is they're going to not find the shooter. They may find a gun, but if they find it, they're going to say 3 days later, we found a gun stationed somewhere. We found 2 shell casings or 1 shell casing. There was 1 shot fired, right? We found 1 shell casing and a gun. And then they're going to say, it's always, every time there's a shooting, a mass shooting, they say it's an AR-15 because they want to get those banned. Every time there's a school shooting, it's an AR-15. Every time that it's a mall shooting or a Walmart shooting, it's an AR-15 because they want to get those banned. They don't want us to have those. So they're going to say it's an AR-15. And you know what they're going to say? They're going to say that they're going to say, well, we found out from the suspect that we caught. We're going to know that it's somebody that they just framed because you got to find the guy, right?
Somebody, you got to give him something. You got to give him something.
So even if they don't find him, they're going to say, this is who it is. And they're going to say, based on his Facebook posts for the last 2 years, he's mentally ill and everybody ignored it. And it should have been picked up, but he was just this and this.
Yeah.
And you're going to have the left providing so-called proof that he's a right-wing activist, but you're going to have everybody else saying that he's a left-wing, right? So both sides is going to say, well, here's proof that this is who he stands for. And he's probably going to be a, what's the term? What term should I use here?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's going to be
careful. Shit. He's gonna be somebody. One of the major parts. I mean, motherfuckers know what it is, man. Motherfuckers know. We don't even gotta get into all that. People who followed politics and who've been following politics for a long time and know what this dude was pushing. Know this dude. Watched him grow because he really, after the pandemic, he really just sprouted like a motherfucker. They know what was going on, bro, man. Like, people who really in this space, man, they know what's going on, man. That shit is wild. That they was that bold to do that shit on camera to that young man like that. That's crazy. Motherfucker around our age, bro. That's crazy.
It's going to be the same type of people that's celebrating on social media right now. There's only one type of people right now that's celebrating on social media, and it's going to be the same kind of person who did it. Now, here's the thing. It's going to be the same kind of person who did the last shooting that was on the news when they shot up that church.
Well, yeah, tranny. They will always want to push it that the motherfucker was somebody who was mentally ill. He was a tranny and da 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 da. Da. Always try blaming on the mental illness, the gay people.
All I know is this was an attack on the home team. It's an attack on the home team. You went for somebody who was fighting for rights. If you're fighting for somebody that you're after somebody who was fighting for common sense.
But dude was on I ain't gonna boy was on the ground level with it though. He was on like more so hands on with it, not just like an influencer. You understand what I'm saying? He was hands on with the shit. He been grinding for a long time, but for them to orchestrate that shit across the world, knowing that social media is what it is today, to do him like that and shit, to having like I feel like this is a castrating moment. Like I feel like that side is trying to show what they can do, show what it's something that side can do and get away with that this side can. This side can control the media and what is put out there, and this side can. They can control the heavy duty shit, like what's being pushed, what's being grown, what's being, chose really like what's going on. Like I think that's the friction between the two.
So it's going to take some time to edit this video and post it. So for a timestamp, I'm going to put this up to the camera. So it's September 10th at 7:19. So we put our opinions, facts together kind of like right now, real time. So if this gets posted after something came out, I'm going to just check this out. Wednesday, September, and right.
Oh, yeah, mine bright too. September 10th. You probably gotta do my camera.
I'll freeze frame that shit. So we're certainly gonna we're gonna put it up to the other one. Put it up to the other one. Right. Hold it still so it focus. Right there. Hold it still. Boom, you got it. I'll freeze frame that.
Yeah. On it?
Yep. So we certainly came to these conclusions before anything was found out in the media. But here's one thing that I do want to say is if the only evidence comes from social media cell phone videos that were turned in, and they do not come from any surveillance photos, they do not come from any stores or any college campus cameras, CIA was involved.
Absolutely. Listen, y'all, I already knew what it was from how it happened. I already knew what it was from how it happened. I already knew what it was from the suspect, y'all. No person, listen, y'all, listen. No person going out like that. You understand? Like, you gotta really not have it. So they tried to make it seem like it was an old dude stuck in his ways, making it, bro, if you really look at the bigger picture and what's going on here, how quick it happened, how sudden it happened, nobody didn't see nothing right when it happened. But when this shit happened with Trump, y'all seen how quick it happened, this, that, and the third, or whatever. However that happened, that's another thing, too.
Gonna be the same kind of shooter as he had. But here's the irony. You ready for this one?
But they're gonna find kitty porn and bullshit. He wasn't mentally rap tight and all that.
But here's the irony. You ready for this one? His last words were, somebody asked him how many mass shootings was trans. He said too many. And then they said, well, how many mass shootings was pop? And then here's another shooting. The guy is going to die by the hands of somebody who matched his own last words.
I thought it was gun violence, right?